Red flag wave it, red tag save it. Red green, what that means, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claimed LB, not the name MJ. Lush and green was the porcel, all pristine and so awful. Know thyself, the father from my aunt capstone. Ripped the ground, we put it back to top. See some real engineering, really no Indians near here. Blackstone from the next planet. Still you have no thought, just a stick faggot. Batman still up in the cave, he got some sick gadgets. Nigga rich run a whole city, but no power till apocalypse now. In the dog hour, red flag make a 7 as it rains. A flag above many that has waved. Self I'm here to save. I'm an arm neck, got a lot of lip, chopped up, say back up. You see the red flag waving, red tag saving, red green, what I mean, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claims Elvin, not the name MJ. Lushy green was the porcel, all pristine and so off. Red flag waving, red tag saving, red green, what that mean, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claims Elvin, not the name MJ. Lushy green was the porcel, I'm obscene, some cordial.
I value representation. This flag represents a nation. Collecting information, tracing our roots, not chasing. Pacing my progress, doing more, saying less. Black, white, gray, MSF, RPG in our breath. The depth of what we do is best presented by how we grew. What's true is ear of the beholder to prove answers question over. Some call it closure, prefer to say we open since we still scoping for knowledge and others now awoken. Open little to not, prefer work, plan, plot, strategize to maximize the probability. We caught between honor and a small place. The decisions that we make, ripple effects, minor or great, still I appreciate.
Red flag waving, red tag saving, red green, what I mean, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claim Elvin, not the name MJ. Lushy green was the porcel, all pristine and so off. Red flag waving, red tag saving, red green, what that mean, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claim Elvin, not the name MJ. Lushy green was the porcel, I'm obscene, some cordial.
50,000-year-old ancestral claimant, flag in the ground, hear the flapping fabric sound. Red for the bloodshed or celestial realms. When all you see is feathers and turbans, be overwhelmed. Standing on the squares, independent and fearless. From lower self to higher self, with no interference. 5-point star is her, we call her Venus. My niggas are Nagas, inappropriate persona genius. In 3, 5, or 7 plus, whenever you see us. Moorish national disciples, Prophet Ali and Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius. The same frequencies preceding all man-made religions. Displaying decency, secret teaching of the ages. The heart is where the life is. Osiris is Orion, Horus, Mars, Sirius, Isis. Clear conceptions of your work during a crisis. Rep my flag, tell them dust or the husk is lifeless. Rep my flag, red, green, 5-point star, no gold fringes. Stand on my square, no liberty infringes. No rights violated, no Negroes emancipated. All they know is castrated and decapitated. Red flag. 5-point star.
Red tag saving, red green, what I mean, Morris Lands bourbon. Who got claim Elvin, not the name MJ. Lushy was the porcel, all pristine.
Peace and love to all Moors, Islam. Happy Holy Day to all the Moors wherever you're at worldwide. And we're here once again, Canaanland Moors IG Live. Just here as usual, doing some studying. Making use of the time, getting something in. KhalifaMedia.com. You can get all GS books. You can get all GS books. KhalifaMedia.com. This one right here, Who Stole the Fez? Because we came into the Moorish movement, and coming out of all these different black, African, whatever groups. Islam Merlin, if you want, you could send an invite again. You start wearing fezzes and all that, And people are looking at us crazy. Why are we dressing like Shriners? What do you mean, why are we dressing like Shriners? What do you mean? Oh, because the Shriners are the Masons, and they're the ones that they have all the fezzes. All right. So some Europeans who came out the cave didn't have any civilization and all that stuff, didn't know how to bathe and all that. They created a fez. They created a fez. Now people always gonna play their little try to make Moors look like, you know, we don't know what we're talking about. Right? Now you see here, Noble Drew Ali with the palms up. They'll tell you that it's a Masonic thing. But how come they're going to look at Noble Drew Ali and say, oh yeah, he's a Mason and he's doing Masonic stuff. But how come when the black guys were doing this and saying, don't shoot and all that, nobody's not calling them Masons? How come nobody said the black guys doing the hands up, don't shoot, are Masons and Shriners and whatever? But they're going to talk crazy about Noble Drew Ali. Well, Noble Drew Ali plagiarized the Aquarian Gospel. Okay, so how come you're not going at Levi Dowling for plagiarizing it? Because it's not his either. It's not his. But you're never going to go at your own. We know that our culture, let's put an N in there. Our culture was stolen because we chose to do Negro black colored instead of doing nationhood. So because we had all these people, you know, trying to, but I'm not going to be a Moor because the Masons made the fezzes and all that. All right, cool. We'll do what Noble Drew Ali said. In order to change your people, change your literature, you put it in book form. So, you can't say you weren't told. 2014, the media published. 2014. It seemed like we talked about the other day. Change it back to normal now. We will stop the BS. And we just left Amen because that's how Noble Drew Ali said it's going to be and all that stuff. Well, the Moor Science Temple, we own this people. And that they own the birthright. Tell me how to say my prayer. Tripping. The defeat and enslavement of the Moabite Moorish nation in the Western Hemisphere is the most secret history in all public literature. Both the history, remember, in all public literature, in all public literature, the hidden secret, the hidden secret is Noble Drew Ali. So the Moors say they to keep it Moorish. So everything possible that we can make Moorish, it's going to be that. So if they say Hudson's Bay, Moors are saying B-E-Y, not B-A-Y. Thunder Bay, B-E-Y. Because it's Moorish. And like Moore said in the chat, it's one of the appellations of the Moors, the titles of nobility. Dey, Bey, El, Al, and Ali. And Ali's job was to bring you back to your ancient formers and forefathers' culture. So when you're talking about some Mason, whatever, you're talking about some Europeans. Talking about some Europeans. Ain't nothing wrong with Europeans. What they do, they realize that the Moors are the founders of civilization, so let's pretend to be Moors to get ourselves in order. And they got themselves in order because you're on lockdown and they're ruling over you. Because you chose not to honor your foremothers and forefathers. You want to be Negro, black, colored, and everything else. All these traitors told you is your identity. But they're not telling you in the background, they're a black version of this. That they do this same stuff right here. Fezzes and turbans and Arabic names and whatever. And we know more who worked at one of these after hours boys club, whatever. And all the prominent people of that so-called city will go into this one place. They don't go anywhere else. All of them are coming up to him, asking him, is he a Moor? And they know about the Moors, and they know about Noble Drew Ali, and it's good that he's a Moor, and what's wrong with our people? Why don't they want to be Moors and all this? And then the black ones who are a version of this, they're coming up trying to convince him to be a Mason. You want to be a Moor? Why you want to be a Moor? Because the brotherhood of the whatever. You know, brotherhood, these are slave masters, and then those guys that are black and dressed like this are slaves to these guys. That's just what it is. Right? They have bureaucratic slavery, and then they have the organizational slavery, the unions and all that. This is what the lodge is. Union. You get their little perks or whatever because they got their little hat. This is yours. It doesn't belong to some Europeans. There's not some pale face history. They took your history, stole it, right from under your nose, because you think it's about what your black leaders tell you, not what Noble Drew Ali told you. So we talk about symbology in these guys' thing. These are the Europeans now. So the Europeans took you, mother, put your head there with a sword above your head. This is what they did to you. They did that to your son. They did that to you. They did that to you. And then took your own sword and put it over your head. And have your crescent, moon, and star in the background to show subjugation of the matriarch. Remember, oh yeah, and that's not a European on that either. That's Asiatic, Moorish woman. And recognize that she's dressed like a pharaoh. You know, why is she dressed like a pharaoh? Because, Oh, female pharaohs? Oh, you never knew that there were female pharaohs? Yeah, there were female pharaohs. Matter of fact, all the pharaohs were female. There were no male pharaohs. And any guy you see around here today talking about the Kemetic whatever, and they're dressing like a pharaoh, and they got makeup on and all that stuff to justify they got the eyes of the ancient Egyptians in 2020. No, that's a tranny. Because men don't wear makeup like that. Only women. Men don't wear eyeliner. Go check all the pharaohs. How come they got eyeliner? So they subjugated you. They put you in the back. They put you in the back so far that they took your culture, your crescent, and your star. They put that back there. And then they took your head. Who knows where they got your body? But they know where the body is, because if you check where the head is, and then the star, the top of the star right there is the neck, and then the two hands, and then the legs. So they know what they're doing. Right? They know what they're doing. That's a woman standing up with her arms stretched out and her legs open. That's what that is. And her heart chakra pulsating. And then the back is, look how big her halo is. But she's God. She's Allah. She's all that. The source. But now they limit you to a little pendant now. Because you want to be Negro, Black, African queens or whatever. Queen means prostitute. And you're going around, got your shirt on, parading around with your queen shirt. And everybody in the world know that means prostitute. Everybody knows that means prostitute. But as a conscious guy, they gonna tell you the queens and all that stuff. No, all that's part of the patriarchal BS. To try to get you to not honor yourself, honor some clown. Now remember, even though they're gonna put you in this subjugated position, even though they put you here, know without a shadow of a doubt that they can't stop honoring you. Because little did you know that this little Masonic hat right here, that you think that this Masonic hat is just some stuff they put on to go parade and go to children's hospital and give children gifts or whatever. This really represents the womb, which is woman. It really represents the womb. Because it's deeper than what you've been told it is. Now, if you think that this belongs to some Europeans, Sphinx, Ramses, Nemesis, Pyramid, that belongs to some Europeans, Shaddai, Tripoli, how come there's no John and Frank and all that on this? How come there's no Sullingers? There's no Fords and Andersons on this. There's Arab and Antioch and Ansar. See why certain people got in? You thought it's about some dude up there, that's a brother. No, it was a lodge. So they subjugated you. But you need to come to your senses. Stop playing games. It's all about waking you up. When you wake up, when you teach. The ancient Egyptian mystery system. Oh yeah, this is Brother Abdullah's book, Moors and Masonry. Make sure you get this one before anything. Before you do anything. You get this one. Moabites and Muslims. So you see Noble Jawali right here. And he's greeting you with peace off the top. He's greeting you with peace from the top. Before any words are said, peace. Which again is Islam. If you got anything, you could put it in the chat. Any questions, feel free to shoot those out. See, that's the thing with writing. That's why we always try, because we taught by the master teachers, our people have attention deficit disorder. So make the book small. You know? And if you have one book, break it up. If you have one book, break it up into small books. So attention is... It's hard to get them. It's really hard to get them. Peace and love.
Peace and love, Mo.
Islam, Elder, how you doing?
All's time, Mo.
Islam.
I'm moving moment to moment, brother.
Yeah, exactly. The only way to move right now.
Absolutely. And I'm not fixing my thoughts on any one particular thing I'm hearing.
Right.
Especially when it's coming from outside of our house.
Exactly. You got any questions or anything to share?
I would just like to say that the brothers and sisters that are that are feeling somewhat confused, as I am, somewhat sometimes, maybe not with a large enough space where I'm not lost. I'm not really lost, but just stay with the prophet. Stay behind the prophet. And let me say that again. Stay behind the prophet.
Now, let me ask you, what makes you stick by the prophet so hard? How come it's not Elijah or Fard or Trump or whoever?
Personally, my experiences have proven to me. I've been saved a lot of times, man. I've been saved, and I saved myself, of course, but I saved myself through the word, such as where this one little paragraph, well, not paragraph, but sentence saved me, and it stated, it comes out the 7. It says, where there is the least appearance of evil, suspect the greatest danger. And I use that, man. I use that with all of my associations in commerce. Right. I don't trust too much stuff that goes on in commerce. So what I do, I kind of move.
That was a good quote. Say that quote again.
It goes. It's a little longer. It says it goes like this. And I don't have my circle 7 right here. I'm upstairs and I left it downstairs.
You could paraphrase. That's all good. We know the Spirit talking to you.
It says, though its ways are uneven, yet they are not all painful. Accommodate thyself to all. But where there is the least appearance of evil, suspect the greatest danger.
Whereas the least appearance of evil, expect the greatest danger. That's real.
I think what it's saying too. Some of the sisters should use that before they are kidnapped. And I'm saying that because I got an article on the Instagram where, man, so many of our sisters are being kidnapped, and they don't realize they are not even, most people are not even, they don't know how to interpretate. And what I mean by that, they don't know how to, their signals, they don't have any internal, things that they have made as their own, as a way of indicating something's coming up, something is wrong.
Yeah.
For instance, these guys a lot of women, it's hard for women and men to come up in the areas where we come up at, not to be so, we lose our focus because we don't have too much. So when we see somebody, some of these women have these guys hollering at them, they follow you. Most of the times these guys, before they kidnap you, they already know about you because they've been following you. You don't know, and I'm speaking about the women. They don't know that these guys already know where they live at, know where they go to school at. So when the guy come up to them and offer them a ride home, I'm saddened. I'm saddened that a lot of the women are not going to grow up to become mothers, because there's been so much money placed on bringing a body or kidnapping organs.
Organs or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very deadly, there's so much obfuscation going on.
Mm-hmm.
Our brothers and sisters are right out there in need. They're right out there, some of them, helping to bring the Moors down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some of our own.
Some of our own. And some of them are family members. I got family members myself that are in these groups. And it's amazing that you could put your hands in, and it's amazing that you could go to someone for some kind of suffocation or training or whatever it is, and this guy introduce you to a system, and you thinking the system is going to save your life, and at the same time spiritualize you to the higher life. And yet and still, these guys or these women, they get these people to do deeds. That would not be, they wouldn't be thought of as the higher self.
Right. Honorable or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. I'd just like to say again too, man, that more just tell the brothers and sisters, read, stay behind the prophet. You have to read though. You can't listen to you or me. You got to read, man. You got to read that record. And then you got to get off the drugs. You got to stop the drugs. You got to change your places to people. If you want to get off drugs, you can't go back in the same neighborhoods, man. And then on top of that, you have to realize when you're making a step towards the higher self, there are going to be areas, people that you don't know, that you may feel uncomfortable with in the beginning. But what I'm trying to say is that when you take yourself out of the environment that you are comfortable in and go into another environment, you're not going to feel comfortable in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Islam.
I just want the brothers and sisters, man, we got to get together, man. The European ain't going to put us in a position to overthrow him.
Straight up.
And the prophet said, we are not to cause any confusion or overthrow the law of the constitution of said government to obey hereby. But in the same token, we have to get ourselves right. We are a government. We are not U.S. citizens.
Uh-huh.